Rasty McGibbon with Michigan State Men's Division II head coach Jim Martin. Jim, welcome to 5 Minute Major.
Hi, Rasty. Good to be here.
So it has, and I guess I should say welcome back. You guys, as a team, you're telling me, haven't been here since 2016, and this is your first time at the Combined Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts of the Combined Nationals?
Oh, I like it. It's really a good venue, and having it in one location gives us a chance to do things like this and things like all the decor and the environment and all those sorts of things that we wouldn't be able to do in 5 different sites. So it really was a big step up for the tournament when we put them together and can help manage that. And I'd go back to, and even control the ice, because I'd go back to when Paul was the president and maybe he was VP of D2 at the time in 2013, and it was at the old rink, the old Chesterfield rink just down the road. And before the National Championship game, they had a 2-hour stick and puck session with cones on the ice. And the live video feed pre-game showed Paul Hebert and I out on the ice with a bucket of snow, like patching the ruts in the ice are about 3/4 of an inch deep, where everybody was going around the cones and that. And so having it all together gives us that leverage on the facilities and on the ice slots, and just the care that we get here is so much better than just trying to rent. That was basically one sheet in the day. It was just a sheet that day, and you get what you get with the schedule. So.
You are no stranger to national tournaments, but for your guys, is there a little bit of shock at awe showing up to something? With today, men's 2, men's 3, men's 1, all going at one time. Is there a little bit of wow?
Yeah, I think they're really they're definitely very excited to be here. They're probably a bit nervous, which I'll have to talk to them about. And I think seeing, they came here earlier and we were watching some of the earlier games, and just seeing like the level of play and the in-game support, the music, the whole everything. I think it's impressive. It's very impressive what the ACHA's done with the tournament now.
How do you look at this? As a coach that's been to many. How do you look at it from an enjoyment factor as a coach, coming back after having been gone for 8 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice to get the extra games at the end of the year. It's really what we strive for, and even those years where we got edged out, we still always were very much focused on getting back to the postseason and doing well in the postseason. And so this year, we were successful at the regional tournament, and it worked out for us. So we're really happy to be back.
Since I started in 2005, I've really been a D2 guy in the beginning, as you well know,
yeah,
right?
That's right.
And I've always loved pool play. For some of these teams, like in the men's D3, we had 2 new teams from Maine, made it all the way across the country. They're guaranteed 3 games. Yeah. Tell me how much you love the pool play.
Yeah, the pool play is fantastic. That it's a long trip for a lot of teams. For us, it was about 9 hours, and the bus was $11,000 or something. So to risk that for just one potential game is really tough.
It's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it?
It's a hard pill. It's a hard thing to swallow. And with pool play, you're guaranteed the 3. It really makes it that much more enjoyable. Everybody's going to get we're going to get a lot of ice out of it anyway. So hopefully we do well. But certainly if it was one and done, it's very tough to go with that format.
As someone that's been involved with the ACHA for such a long time, men's Division 1 moving to 20 from 20 to 24 teams this year. In men's Division 3, out of the 16 pool play participants, try saying that 5 times fast, 25% of the field were first time here. Mm-hmm. What do you think it speaks to, one, of the ACHA, but 2, of the increasing homogeneity of hockey across the United States?
Well, I think it's really the level of play across teams has really increased, and I think what you're seeing is more teams are fielding such a good product now, and they are competitive at the highest levels that we have. I think it just shows how many players are dedicated, continuing the postseason career, and you can really see it in the not the level of play, because that was always good, but it's the number of teams that play at that high level of play is really increased every year, and it just keeps going up every year. And it really seems the more that we increase the postseason opportunities, the more that expands, because that many more teams have something to play through throughout the year. That was Mike Radakovich's theory when he first put in the regional tournament format, which is wildly different then. It was much smaller then. But he said, and then before then it was just top 4 seeds would go to national tournament based on a hand ranking system done by people on the ranking committees.
I was a hand ranking guy for a year.
I was so happy when they put in the computer ranking, because that was definitely a pain. But,
it was.
But when that happened, and he explained it, that there's so many teams that just have really nothing to play for. They're ranked 8th in end of December.
Sure.
There's no way they're going to get to top 4, and so they're not going to really try the rest of the year. And by increasing that opportunity for postseason play, it really elevates the level of play, across the nation, because that many more teams have something to strive for and something to play for.
Tell me just briefly the educational opportunities that hockey really acts as a vehicle to propel those guys and be able to pursue a university education. Give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's part and parcel, and that's why I've always been really a big supporter, and I do volunteer a lot of time for the ACHA too, because I believe in that college hockey experience is irreplaceable for a young athlete, and that when they get to, especially at a school like Michigan State, it's a huge school. Most, depending on where they're from, a lot of guys don't know anyone. There's sometimes they're the only person from their high school that went there. Sometimes it's a few people. But being part of a hockey team and having that hockey experience, it instantly grounds them with a group of friends, people to hang out with. I think the practice schedule and having the rigidity of the schedule in the games really helps them academically, because it means they have to focus their schedule and figure out how they're going to fit all that in. So they have to figure out, I got to do homework because, I got practice tonight, so I can't wait till midnight to turn it in again.
Right.
And same thing with games on the weekend, that having to balance that really makes them focus better and employ better time management. And I think it makes them much, much better students overall, having just that structure of a group of supportive individuals. And then, the older guys will help the younger players. They had that class 2 years ago, and they can, help them get through and tutor it. So I think it's an invaluable experience, and it really, really, really supports the college experience.
Great. Well, Jimmy, I'm going to have you back on while pool play's still going on, so we can talk about hockey.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
That's fantastic. I'm always happy to come back.
But
so,
hey,
love the podcast.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. And remember, all women love a sharp-dressed man. Rasty McGibbon, Jim Martin, Michigan State Men's Division II at this 2024 National Tournament.
Like and subscribe.